Hey guys, let's talk about our changing world when I return on the Eric McNeil Be Free Show.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Hey guys, welcome. You've just discovered the Eric McNeil Be Free Show, where it's all about being financially independent, responsible for self, enjoying life, and empowering others free. So today, it's about actually probably 5:30, somewhere there about 6 o'clock, I don't know. Anyway, I woke up this morning and a couple of hours ago, and I was ready to publish my video that I shot. I recorded the other day, and I was like, man, this is a good one. You know, I had some good information where I was talking about our changing world, and lo and behold, the video was messed up because I had it in front of the AC, and the AC was on, and so as I was talking, you can't really hear my voice very well. So I'm having to record that video over. So that's what this video is. And you know how you do something and you say, man, this on point. Everything, you know, I had some good information in that video. Hopefully I can recall it all. Yeah, so that must have been the devil or something, boy. You know, devil didn't want me to get that video out or something because they ruined that video. So let's see, you know, if I can rehash everything that, all my thoughts that I had in that last video, because, you know, if I say so myself, it was good. It was some good information, guys. So I'm, you know, try to see if I can rehash it. But at any rate, what I was basically talking about was our changing world. You notice how you see our world just changing right before your eyes, like poof, you know, and there's been a lot of prophecies and, you know, books written and people, philosophers and people pontificating about, you know, this new world order that was coming. And probably for, you know, last 1,000 years or so, you know, you can find references to a new world order. And it seems now that out of all this reading and, you know, people saying that it was coming, it seems that we are in it. We are living it right now. Now, it's been happening. You know, if you've been paying attention for the last 100 years, you know, you could see the moves that have been taking place by the elites to make it happen. But now, over, you know, the last 20, 30 years or so, you see it escalating. You see it bubbling up. You know, you can actually see it. It's like, let's say, evolution. You know, they say evolution, and but people can't prove evolution because it happens over this long stretch. But what if evolution was happening like right before your eyes? You could see things changing. And this is how we are with this whole new world order thing. Before, it was just something that people talked about was happening. But now, if you look close enough, you can actually see it manifesting. You can see things happening. You can see the change toward a new world order where they say there's going to be this one world government, this one world religion, this one world currency or monetary system. You can see it. You can see the organizations being set up, right? You can see the religious institutions coming, merging together out of this kind of, there's really no religion. There's kind of like spirituality, and there's no religion. There's really no government. All the governments belong to this kind of single body, whether it's the UN or something like that. And last but not least, there's really no individual currencies, but let's merge them all together. And that's what is kind of the focal point of a lot of this, right? Because the other things can't happen unless they can take control of the monetary system. And we saw them trying to merge everything into the US dollar, with the dollar being the world reserve currency. But now what they're trying to do is they're trying to take it one step further, and that's these cryptocurrencies. That's what this is all about. A lot of, you've heard me say it before, a lot of the problems that you are seeing right now is because they're changing over the monetary system. And these cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, that's part of it. That's part of it. Now, so my thing is that if you are not paying attention, if you're being distracted by these staged media events, things, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett and Chris Rock foolishness and stuff like that, all those staged foolish events. If you're being distracted by that kind of stuff, then you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Because a lot of your money, your savings, if you have savings in a bank, if you have a retirement account, if you have monies, 100,000, 200,000, whatever you have. What if you wake up one day and that money is worth 60% less? All because you're not paying attention to what's happening, right? Because the currency is going to lose value, guys. The inflation is going to eat you up. And if you don't get that, if you don't see that they are tokenizing our world, and if you don't even know what that means by when I say they are tokenizing our world, then already that shows me that you're in trouble. You're in trouble, right? Because everything is being placed on these digital tokens. All your currency, the value in your money is being placed on digital tokens. So, they say if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, right? So if you're not planning for what they have coming, then you're going to be in trouble. So one may ask, well, Eric, if they are converting us over to cryptocurrency and like all this Bitcoin stuff and all these digital currencies, well, is not the answer just to go out and invest everything in cryptocurrency, invest everything in Bitcoin? Would that be the solution? I'm sorry, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. If you are a savvy investor and you are up on this stuff, and then yeah, you should have some cryptocurrency investment. But if you don't know what you're doing, investing your money in cryptocurrency can leave you broken and shattered, because the cryptocurrency market is not like the traditional markets, right? The cryptocurrency market is a 24-hour market. And things move so rapidly, and the moves are so large. Whew. So you sitting there thinking one moment, market's going up, shooting up. I'm getting rich. And you wake up the next day and whoosh, the market then drops 60, 70% on you. Can you bear that? Are you ready to be just without emotion, to go through that and wait till it rise up? Or not the average, but most people will end up selling at the bottom. They'll buy at the top, sell at the bottom, which is just the exact opposite. So they're not prepared for this market. They're not prepared for this new paradigm shift that's coming about. And so, yeah, so just going out and buying cryptocurrency is not the answer. And the Bitcoin itself, yeah, people make a lot of money off Bitcoin. They're going to continue to make a lot of money off Bitcoin for a predetermined amount of time. And at some point, it is my belief that Bitcoin is going to fall off a cliff and will not rise back up. And when that happens, nobody knows. We don't know. That's the thing. So it's like that, those, little game you play with the chairs, you just don't know when the music is going to stop. And you don't know if you're going to be, left without a chair. So yeah, Bitcoin is rising. I believe that, a lot of people say, well, Bitcoin is going to take out the banks. It's about decentralized financing. And I'm telling you, you're not prepared for this, guys. You can look at these exotic investments and say, yeah, I'm going to go invest in them NFTs. I'm investing this blockchain project. I'm investing this coin, that coin, or the other. But you you do not understand what you're talking about investing in. And you have celebrities pushing some of this stuff on an uninformed public. And they're setting you up. I'm investing in NFT. How many of you guys invest? Do you invest in art? Do you know enough about art to go and invest in, but you go and invest in an NFT? What do you know about an NFT to be going to invest in your money, $100,000? That's foolishness. Absolute foolishness. And when I hear people pushing this stuff, man, it just irks me. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't invest in. I'm not saying that you should avoid it, but most people do not have the knowledge to be investing in that kind of stuff. And they shouldn't be putting their hard-earned money toward some of that stuff. And a lot of people are believing that, these digital currencies are just going to take out the banks. But I'm going to tell you, I don't like banks. Right now, we're dealing with some of our bank, man. And, they telling you monies are lost. People wiring monies to us, and we can't find this money, and they know what they're doing, and I'm getting sidetracked talking about something that, our bank is doing. They pretend the monies are lost, and then you got to go and ask the sender to send, like, the documentation, they call it SWIFT advice documentation, to prove where the money's when the bank knows that this is going to take time for you, and every day that you don't have that to them, they're using your money somewhere else. So they just know it's a stall tactic. But these are kind of games that, so when I tell you I don't like banks, boy, I'm gonna tell you right now. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. When people say things like Bitcoin is going to take out the banks and stuff, I wouldn't bet against the banks. I don't like them, but I wouldn't bet against them, guys. I'm going to just be honest with you. So if you think that something like a Bitcoin is going to take out the banks, no, don't believe that hype. Don't believe it. A lot of this cryptocurrency stuff is my firm belief. This stuff was created by the elites, and this is just a part of the plan. So don't believe that this some Satoshi Nakamoto. Man, come on, don't believe them stories. This is the technology that they want to move us toward. And I believe that the Bitcoin is just a way to get us in it. It's a proof of concept, but I don't believe it's the end game. And I believe that over the next, I don't know, however many, 2, maybe, a couple years or so, that as they send Bitcoin up and they get everybody excited. Yeah, it's a proof of concept. It's to get people motivated, to get people into the system. But I believe at some point, it's going up, they pull the rug from under you. And then the real deal emerges. But you're not in the real deal. But now the real deal is here and it's upon you. So if you can't recognize where the real deal is, then, hey, you just lost all your money. I invested all my money in Bitcoin. I thought it was going to be going up. Right? Tulip mania all over again. You don't know what tulip mania is, you better look at it. You better go into your history and study. All these people invested in tulips. And, yep. So what I'm telling you is that, yes, cryptocurrency is here to stay. But that's the Bitcoin. I don't think that's the end game. I believe that's a proof of concept. And I believe a lot of people are going to get wrecked. Now savvy investors can invest in it and they know when to get their money out. But for the majority of the people who do, they're going to lose. I believe they're going to lose big. I believe banks are establishing these CBDCs, as they call them, which stands for central bank digital currencies. I believe those will ultimately take over, and and some of the cryptocurrencies will emerge, but not a lot. Not a lot. Right now, there are thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies that have sprouted up over the last 10 years or so. Let's take the car industry. When the car industry first started in the United States, initially there were like 3,000 car companies. Can you believe that? And they went through a weed out process. And only a handful of car companies survived. When I was growing up, it was called the Big Three, right? You had the Big Three, which was I don't know, GM and Chrysler, Ford, something like that, the Big Three car company, But can you imagine they went from 3,000 to 3? So, and think about during the dot-com bubble burst. I used to consult with a lot of these new web startups, and they were getting millions. Investors were sending millions of dollars to these companies. And man, we were so busy from our consulting work with these companies, and they were living lavishly. All of a sudden, the dot-com bubble burst. All of them went out of business. And you had a few that emerged, victors, like Amazon, but most of those dot-com companies, man, gone. I remember this company with Webvan. We had put in they invested like $1 billion in these refrigerated trucks, and they were going to be delivering groceries. Webvan. And what was the other one with the little pet and the little, do the little pet and had the little Muppet, the little dog Muppet. Billions. They invested billions of dollars in that stuff. Gone. And so this is what I think is the cryptocurrency industry is going to go through, where you have all these projects, all these coins, and people are going to lose so much money in this game that at the end of the day, only a few of these are going to emerge victorious. And then, but everything else, and people are just going to lose their money. So, so this is where we are, and things are changing so fast. Like I say, it's changing at a much more rapid clip. You can see the change from day to day. I posted on my Facebook page the other day that over the past year, approximately 20 major food processing plants in the United States have mysteriously burned down. Now, do you understand that? 20 Food processing plants have mysteriously burned down. Food shortages are coming, guys. And after one of my Facebook friends saw that, and he sent me an article where the head of the African Development Bank made a statement that Africa should prepare itself for an inevitable global food crisis. Now, I'm going to tell you, when the head of any type of bank, I don't care what it is, he says a global food crisis is coming, you better pay attention. You better be paying attention. So it's in line with the statement that I made on my Facebook page. A global food crisis is coming because the elites are creating a global food crisis. Are you connecting the dots? So when you have them throwing off your logistics, when you have them throwing off your food chain, your supply chain, then yes, they know, whether it be, and then he, and he, in his statement, he credited, or he blamed things like COVID, pandemic, and the war between Russia and Ukraine. And I'm telling you that they're planning a food crisis. When you have them coming on the TV talking about, oh, the ship got stuck in the Suez Canal for like a week. You believe that ship got stuck like that? Guys, this thing is bigger than you ever imagined, right? You want to know why that ship got stuck into, because they told that ship to get stuck, right? That thing was planned, and you just need to look at the family who put up the money for the Suez Canal to connect the dots, and that's all I'm saying. But at any rate, they're setting you up for a global food crisis. They're setting you up for more chaos because they're trying to change over these systems, and they need to distract you, and they need to make you accept it. And you will only accept these things if they give you a reason to, right? If there was no pandemic, it would be hard to push you into staying at home and quarantining yourself and just buying things online and using mobile money, digital currencies for everything. Now it's more accepted, and it's becoming more accepted every day because you're at home and you can't get out, and it's like, man, how can I buy something? Well, you got to go online and you got to use some, so they're going to continue to create reasons to push you into online shopping, into online economy, into cryptocurrency. They're gonna force you to accept it. They're gonna force you. And you've heard me speak about the World Economic Forum on my channel before, and how they have this Agenda 2030. Now, Agenda 2030, meaning that by 2030, they're gonna have, your life will change. I think it's the president or whatever, Klaus, whatever his name is. He made the statement that you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's part of this Agenda 2030, is for you to own nothing and be happy. Do you hear that? 2030 is only 8 years away, guys. 8 years. So between now and 8 years, you better prepare yourself, because they're gonna bring on the heat. 8 years you have. So what do? You say, well, Eric, if I shouldn't, I need to be careful about cryptocurrencies, and well, I'm saying, if you know what you're doing, knock yourself out. But you have a couple of options. You can say, yeah, I'm gonna invest in these markets and these exotic things and these new things that I don't understand, because the market is so different now. A while back they pushed oil down below zero. Futures market went below zero for the oil prices, and people lost their shirts, right? Because that's something that don't happen. You go below zero. So they're manipulating the market so heavily that anything is possible at this point. So people who are in the markets and they're leveraging themselves, and man, you're gonna get yourself hurt. Now, another option is to invest your money in hard assets. If you don't understand these markets, you're not comfortable with them, invest your money in hard assets, self-sufficiency, right? You can go, silver and gold. That's an option, because in unpredictable markets, silver and gold, tends to spike and tends to be a safe bet. So, you invest some in that. But first and foremost, it's about self-sufficiency. The more self-sufficient you are, the less currency you need to survive. So I would take my assets, if I'm not the most savvy investor, I would take those assets and I would purchase me hard assets, like a house, water well at my house, a borehole, solar at my house, invest in me some livestock, some, animals, get my farm together so that I can be more self-sufficient. In this way, as the economy begins to fall apart around me, and the inflation continues to eat away at the money, then I'm, less dependent on that whole system. So, you go out in the village and you go see the villagers who have these big farms and they're growing all their food. They're not worried about whether the stock market goes up or down. Their economy is their livestock, is their farm, is their crops. And it's because they're more self-sufficient. And so what I'm telling you is that first and foremost, take your money and become self-sufficient. And this is what we're doing at Migrating Culture Crossing. This is our added value. We're not just building homes. We can build you a beautiful home, but the added value is that we are offering you a hedge against a potentially, economy, that's going to get wrecked. And we're saying, hey, we have a sustainable, self-sufficient, sustainable community that we're building that will have its own boreholes, that will have its own mini solar grid. So, and that has a food first ethos, because we'll have a 40-acre organic food forest. So we're allowing you to hedge, so for those of you who don't feel comfortable investing in these new markets, you don't feel comfortable trying to go out and do a project yourself to build or whatever, because another thing is that trying to build in this kind of environment is very risky as well. So we're saying put your money in Migrating Culture Crossing and get you a home built, and in a self-sufficient type of community. So that's your hedge against this falling and unpredictable economy that we are in. So we're more than just a home builder. So I encourage you though to don't wait. Don't wait, because like I say, you got 8 years before 2030 comes around. So between now and the next 8 years, anything is liable to happen, guys. Anything is liable to happen. So keep your eyes open. You're gonna, things are gonna get much worse. They're gonna turn it up, So don't think that, now things are kind of, every time things quieten down, they pop something else on you. When the COVID stuff started to quiet down, they popped on the war in the Ukraine. So what else is coming? Can you imagine, and I've said this before, that in the United States, you in the dead of winter, doing 20, 30 below zero, snow everywhere, and then there's a major power outage, or they say there's a cyber attack to take the internet down, take the power grid down, and then there's no food in the stores, and man, nobody's growing their own food, and COVID is ravaging racial tensions are ravaging. And man, let me tell you guys something. I wouldn't want to be in that situation for nothing in the world. And I don't know what it is. I'm just, I'm just expressing myself. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm just telling you that it can get pretty bad. And, and so what I'm telling you, just prepare yourself. The things that you hear me say about finances, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of what I say should be taken, as financial advice. I'm just giving my opinion, and, I'm just one person speaking, that's all. But at any rate, that's it, guys, for today. If you like what I'm talking about, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, share, give me your comments, give me your feedback. Do I just have a vivid imagination, conspiracy theories or what, or am I onto something? If you haven't already done so, please hit our website, www.migratingculturecrossing.com, and check out our home plans. We have 5 home plans to choose from, and we have a half-price home promo that will allow you to purchase the house 50% off, as long as you pay it all up front and you wait 3 years to have it built. Take advantage of that, guys. Take advantage of that. And you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Eric McNeil Spree. And as always, hoorah, ahoo. Now be free.